กับเราด้วย
Now let's turn to Europe. Bahrain's Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad, met with UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer during an official visit to London. The two leaders reaffirmed the deepening ties between Bahrain and the United Kingdom, grounded in strategic partnerships and shared values championed by King Hamad and King Charles. The meeting saw the signing of two major agreements: a £2 billion strategic investment partnership aimed at job creation and growth in key sectors, and a new defence cooperation accord to enhance joint military training and naval ties. Prince Salman welcomed the UK's participation in the Comprehensive Security Integration and Prosperity Agreement and stressed the need to strengthen cooperation on security, trade and diplomacy. Both leaders discussed the Israel-Iran escalation, calling for urgent de-escalation, a Gaza ceasefire, humanitarian access and hostage release. The UK Prime Minister also congratulated Bahrain on its UN Security Council seat for 2026 to 2027, with both sides agreeing to boost diplomatic efforts globally. Now we turn to South America. Colombian Senator Miguel Uribe is fighting for his life following brain surgery, according to a statement by his wife. Miguel Uribe has been hospitalized since he was shot in the head earlier this month during a campaign event. He emerged from emergency surgery performed on June the 16th in extremely critical condition, as reported by the Santa Fe Foundation Clinic. Outside the Santa Fe Foundation Clinic, Tarazona expressed her gratitude for the outpouring of prayers and support from Colombians. Here's what she said.
Tengo que decirles que está librando la batalla más difícil que habíamos transitado hasta el día de hoy. Por eso salgo para pedirle a cada uno de los colombianos nuevamente, apelando a su buen corazón, al amor que sienten por Miguel, por mi familia y por Colombia, que hagamos una oración masiva.
This comes as a fourth suspect has been arrested on suspicion of involvement in the attempted assassination of the Colombian presidential candidate. Uribe was shot twice in the head and once in the leg by a 15-year-old suspected hitman while giving a campaign speech on June the 7th. According to reports, prosecutors have refused to say how they believed the latest suspect was involved in the plot. Others in custody include an alleged gunman, the driver of the car that brought him to the scene, and the person who provided the shooter with the gun. The suspect will appear today before a judge who will determine the charges against him. We stay in the region. Colombia has officially joined the BRICS-backed New Development Bank in a major shift in its foreign and financial policy. The announcement was made by Foreign Minister Laura Sarabia, who called the move a historic milestone for the nation. The decision follows President Gustavo Petro's request to bank President Dilma Rousseff, the former president of Brazil, during his visit to Shanghai in May. The New Development Bank, formed by Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, provides funding for infrastructure and clean energy projects in developing countries. Colombia aims to tap into these resources to fund projects like a new Pacific Atlanta rail and canal link, designed to reduce dependence on the Panama Canal. This move also signals a broader strategy to diversify economic partnerships, reducing reliance on the United States, which currently accounts for around 30% of Colombia's trade. With its entry into the bank, Colombia gains access to alternative funding channels for modernization and growth. This is what the Colombian Foreign Minister had to say about joining.
El presidente Petro presentó la petición en Shanghái frente a la presidenta Dilma Rousseff, y hoy hemos sido notificados del ingreso oficial de Colombia al Banco de Desarrollo de los BRIC. Este es un hito no solo financiero, sino histórico en materia de política exterior, y esto nos sirve principalmente para buscar fuentes de financiación para proyectos de transformación territorial, proyectos de infraestructura, proyectos de acueductos, de transportes férreos. Específicamente para eso sirve y estaremos buscando los mejores proyectos.
Now we move on. A Dominican court has granted bail to 2 nightclub owners accused of manslaughter after a roof collapsed on hundreds of revelers, killing 236 people. Wilson owners, the court granted the siblings bail of 50 million pesos, nearly $845,000 each. According to the defense attorney, they are not allowed to leave the country and have to report to authorities periodically. Nightclub owner Antonio Espalitiat had said afterwards that the roof of the storied venue had been leaking for years, but had never been inspected by authorities. Prosecutors accused him and his sister of immense irresponsibility and negligence for failing to carry out the repairs. Here's what the head of the Director of Prosecution of the Public Prosecutor's Office had to say.
No estamos de acuerdo con la medida de coerción que ha impuesto el tribunal a los imputados. Creemos que el tribunal no ha valorado en su justa dimensión los hechos. Creemos que el tribunal no valoró correctamente la magnitud del daño que ha traído para la sociedad dominicana estos hechos, pero sobre todo el daño que significa para 235 personas que murieron, más de 180 personas que resultaron heridas y más de 130 niños que quedaron huérfanos como consecuencia de esta conducta y como consecuencia del comportamiento de Antonio y Maribel Espaillat, que pusieron sobre el interés de las personas que ahí estaban, de las que acudían normalmente a esa discoteca, su interés económico.
Now let's move over to California, where a US appeals court has ruled that President Donald Trump can continue to exert control over California's National Guard troops, despite objections from Governor Gavin Newsom. The 3-judge panel unanimously upheld Trump's authority, stating his failure to issue the order through the governor, but did not invalidate his legal command. This decision comes as the Trump administration orders an additional 2,000 California National Guard troops to Los Angeles under federal command. This move follows days of anti-ICE protests across the city, which have mostly subsided, according to the LAPD, with no arrests since Saturday. LA Mayor Karen Bass has lifted the city's nighttime curfew, praising the combined efforts to prevent violence and damage. Meanwhile, the LA City Council has approved a $5 million loan to help cover police overtime during the protest response. Officials say the city has spent nearly $20 million on demonstration management, with most funds going to the LAPD. Well, that's all we have time for, and we will continue